Ashwagandha is an amazing plant adaptogen, and I want to talk specifically about how it can help a lot of women out and why many women that I know that are into herbs find ashwagandha to be one of the best ones. That's what we're talking about in this video. Hey, I'm Logan Christopher from Lost Empire Herbs, and I want to talk about ashwagandha, which is a very popular root that comes out of Ayurvedic medicine and has some amazing benefits for both sexes, but in this video we're talking specifically about women. So ashwagandha, its main thing is that it is really helping us to better deal with stress, which I'm guessing you have some stress in your life. It's not something we can get away from, and stress is not necessarily bad. There can be a difference, and sometimes talk about the difference between distress and eustress, bad stress and good stress. And really there may be some differences in the types, but can we handle it, right? If it is a stressor that we can handle, we come back better from it. With something like ashwagandha, the stresses that would actually like throw you off, that would get you in a bad mood or get you yelling at people, these can then become easier for you to handle. They're not triggering you in the same sort of way, so that you end up being able to just deal with them much better. So it's much easier stress to handle. Now, there's a lot of stressors in our lives, whether this is money problems, family problems, all the stuff we're getting from our food, and just the supply of chemicals that are out there, endocrine disrupting chemicals, and that's important. We'll get back to that in a second. But we have all these different stressors in our life that are really hitting us on this chronic level. The better our body can adapt to these, the better we can then act in the world, the better we can show up how we really do want to show up. And ashwagandha seems to be one of the best herbs for doing that. The way that it's working is some of the compounds with phenoloids or different things that are inside ashwagandha are actually stimulating your body. They're stressing it out in such a way that it upregulates its sort of defenses and stress dealing with mechanisms to be able to handle things better. So many people find that things that previously bothered them, they kind of just don't bother them anymore, not in the same way. That's one of the benefits you can get from ashwagandha. Now, to really see these benefits, you're going to have to be on it probably for about a month or so, taking it regularly, taking it consistently. Unlike some other herbs, say blue vervain, which is one I really also like for stress, that's kind of like immediate lessening the stress off the nervous systems. Ashwagandha is something that takes a bit more time, needs to build up in your system, but then just kind of builds your shield, your defense system against stress much better so that you can handle it. One of the other things that's very important about ashwagandha, especially for women, is the epidemic rates of thyroid issues that seem to be rising. And unfortunately, for whatever reason, they affect women. I think it's like 3 times as much as they affect men. Now, a lot of women are going around with subclinical thyroid issues that aren't diagnosed. For one, most doctors are still looking at antiquated thyroid tests. They're looking at just thyroid stimulating hormone. Unfortunately, that does not give you enough of a picture to know, because that can be fine, but other hormones are having issues. So if you are suspecting that you have some thyroid issues, make sure to get a comprehensive thyroid panel. Look at T3, T4, reverse T3, all the different hormones that are involved in that. And often you can see that one area may be off when just another area is not necessarily. There is some science showing that ashwagandha can help with subclinical hypothyroidism, meaning if your thyroid hormones are too low, it may be able to help balance this in and bring it up. Now, how this is working, it may have to do with this stress and the cortisol and how that interacts with the thyroid system, but there could possibly be through some other mechanisms as well. A lot of those endocrine disrupting chemicals, we often hear about how there may be xenoestrogens, right? These can accumulate in breast tissue and cause cancer and stuff like that, but many of the endocrine disrupting chemicals are also disrupting the thyroid. That doesn't get nearly as much attention. So since these things are pervasive in the environment, that's one of the reasons we're seeing these rises in hypo and hyperthyroidism. Also the autoimmunity that can be in there, so diet being a big thing you'll want to look at. So the ashwagandha, through whatever mechanisms it has, seems to also help with these thyroid issues that lots and lots of people have. And even if you aren't diagnosed with anything, it can still be somewhat low levels that can stop or slow down such issues around weight loss and just good sleep, all kinds of different things like that. Oh, there's another benefit of ashwagandha. Seems to help a lot of people because you're getting into this less of a stress mode. If it's bringing down your stress overall, it's easier to fall into deeper and more restorative sleep as well. So these are just a few of the benefits of ashwagandha. Some of the ones that I think a lot of women will find most interesting. That's why a lot of women really like this herb, and it can be something that's taken long term and taken every single day, not something you need to cycle or anything like that. This can be a great one. I'll just throw out there, we also have our Athena women's formula, which also works on many of these mechanisms, but that does not have ashwagandha. I know a lot of women are going to have great benefits. The combination between Athena and ashwagandha can be really good too. We have a lot more information over at lostempireherbs.com. You can see a lot more of the science behind these different things. You can see why we really think our ashwagandha tincture is special, the spagyric preparation, how it's farmed, how it's processed, all this stuff that goes behind bringing this really cool tincture to you.